Hi, Fanball. Let's dive into a detailed, forward-looking pre-match analysis of Brentford versus Manchester United in the Premier League this Saturday, 27 September 2025. This fixture at the Gtech Community Stadium offers more than just 3 points. It's a litmus test of ambition, identity, and medium-term direction for both clubs as the 2025-26 season unfolds. For Brentford, the early campaign has been patchy. The Bees are navigating a transition, new leadership, squad tweaks, and the weight of expectation to remain solid in mid-table or push higher. Their home ground has often been a fortress in recent seasons, but consistency has eluded them in 2025. A positive result here would reaffirm their credentials and offer breathing space from relegation worries. From Manchester United, the season has already been a fractured narrative. After a sluggish start and underwhelming displays, the 2-1 win over Chelsea, albeit aided by a red card, has injected some momentum. United's hierarchy, fans, and coaching staff will view this trip to Brentford as a barometer. Can they translate flashes of promise into consistency? Losing here would amplify pressure. Winning would offer legitimacy to a turnaround. In the broader Premier League standings, Brentford are in a precarious zone, 17th in some previews, while United find themselves in mid-table, hunting upward movement and stability. The gap in quality is evident on paper, but the context, momentum, and tactical nuances make this a compelling contest.
Recent form and momentum. Brentford's strengths and susceptibilities. In their last 5-6 matches, Brentford have shown a fragile equilibrium. They've demonstrated flashes of attacking verve, but have also conceded from advantageous positions and lacked game control in spells. Their defensive transitions, especially when possession is lost high, have been vulnerable. In the recent 3-1 loss away to Fulham, defensive lapses and an inability to manage momentum shifts cost them dearly. Offensively, the Bees rely heavily on wide dynamics, link play from midfield, and second-ball dominance. The inclusion of pacey forward options offers threat in transition, but finishing remains inconsistent. In the current season, Brentford have had multiple draws at home, indicating difficulty in closing matches. Their home goal average suggests openness. Matches tend to have goals, but this also risks being exploited. Manchester United's the unsteady resurgence. United's recent form is mixed. Wins have been interspersed with draws and losses. The Chelsea victory was a confidence boost, but it came via a favorable red card and a cautious second half. Their defensive lapses remain recurring concerns. One structural challenge is integrating new personnel, balancing rotation for European commitments, and finding tactical clarity under Ruben Amorim. United's attacking transitions are more promising, quick interplay, midfield runs, and use of wide channels, but defensive balance and consistency are persistent weak points. The psychological momentum leans slightly toward United. The Chelsea win helps, but there's still uncertainty.
Team news and probable lineups. Brentford. For Brentford, the early campaign has been patchy. The Bees are navigating a transition. New management under Keith Andrews, squad reshaping, and the challenge to remain stable in mid-table or press higher. Their home ground has often been a stronghold in recent seasons, but consistency has eluded them in 2025. A positive result here would reaffirm their credentials and provide breathing room from any relegation anxieties. Squad and availability. Gustavo Nunes, also known as Gustavo Nunes Fernandez Gomez, is currently unavailable due to injury. He is recovering and under monitoring. Among the forwards or attacking options, Reece Nelson, Dango Ouattara, Igor Thiago, Kevin Shade, and Keane Lewis-Potter remain plausible contributors in match previews and squad lists. Romel Donovan's role is less confirmed in current first-team previews and may be more speculative or developmental. In midfield, Vitaly Janelt is cited in recent news as nearing fitness or being considered for inclusion. The departure of Christian Norgard suggests a shift in Brentford's core midfield structure. Given pressures on rotation and squad balance, Andrews may choose either a more defensive midfield reinforcement or tilt toward greater attacking assertiveness, depending on form and match demands.
Manchester United. Current sources indicate Casemiro remains contracted to Manchester United, though his role may be under review. Diogo Dalot has rejoined full training ahead of the Brentford match, improving his chances of selection. Lisandro Martinez and Tyrell Malacia are still squad members, but both carry fitness uncertainties that may affect their availability for this fixture. Probable names. Defensively, central pairing may include fit senior defenders. Midfield, absence of Casemiro forces a reshuffle. Bruno Fernandes likely stays central. Haaland is not available, on loan at Napoli. Garnacho is no longer a United player, now at Chelsea. Amad Diallo remains at United, has a long contract, and is a realistic option if fit. So your attacking mix should lean more toward Amad plus other current United forwards or wingers, for example Benjamin Sesko, Mateus Cunha, or Joshua Zirkzee. Given rotation concerns, Amorim may favor balance over full attacking risk, especially in the opening phases.
Tactical breakdown. Brentford's tactical outlook. Formation and shape. Brentford are likely to adopt a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3 hybrid. 3 central defenders, wing-backs pushing in phases, and 2 inside forwards or 1 wide plus 1 central attacker. The flexibility allows them to overload midfield or pivot to flanks when opportunities arise. Attacking strategy. Exploit wide channels with wing-back overlaps and overloads. Use diagonal runs from inside forwards into half spaces. Seek quick transitions and second balls after pressing lifts. Switch play to stretch United's defensive compactness. Defensive strategy. When out of possession, compact shape, narrow between center backs, delay build-up. Aggressive pressing in midfield zones, especially when United play out. Vulnerable to quick switches or underlaps if the wingbacks are caught high. Transitions in pressing. On turnover, they may aim to hit United's fullback zones. Pressing intensity will focus on midfield connectors, i.e. central passes. They'll try to force mistakes early and exploit United's defensive uncertainty. Possible adjustments. If United dominate possession, Andrews might drop a wide attacker to reinforce midfield. Late in game, transition to a back 5 or 5-4-1 if protecting a lead. Encouragement of central overloads to bypass United's direct lines. Manchester United's tactical outlook. Formation and shape. Expect a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 slight variant, a back 4 because wingbacks are unavailable, 1 holding midfielder plus 1 shuttle or creative midfielder, and a front 3 or 2 plus a striker. Attacking strategy. Use midfield runners behind Brentford's defensive line. Exploit weak links in Brentford's fullback zones, especially if they push high. Interplay between wingers and central midfielders to overload flanks. Quick vertical passes to break lines, use of switching and through balls. Defensive strategy. Compact back 4, avoid overextension. Midfield double pivot to shield defense. Press selectively, high press in phases, but avoid exposure to counters. On transitions, immediate reorganization rather than risk long gaps. Transitions and pressing. After regaining possession, expect vertical bursts, especially from wide players. Use of the third man runs to catch Brentford's shape off balance. Press resistance. United may absorb sustained periods and hit back. Tactical adjustments. If trailing, push one of the midfielders higher or add an extra attacker. If in control, drop deeper to limit Brentford's speed. Manage energy and rotate where possible mid-game.
Key players to watch. Brentford. Kevin Sade. Sade's aerial presence, movement into pockets, and threat in the box make him a focal point. In the thrilling 4-3 win over United last season, his contributions were decisive. If Brentford can feed him crosses or behind-line passes, he might penetrate United's backline. All 3 players, Damsgaard, Nelson, and Lewis Potter, are currently fit and available for selection in the upcoming match. Their involvement will be crucial in providing width, delivering quality final balls, and combining with inside runners to break down the opposition's defense. Midfield anchor, if present. The Bees' defensive midfield presence, the deeper of the two, will be crucial to cut United's supply lines. Whoever is entrusted here must win duels, intercept, and recycle quickly. Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes. Still United's creative fulcrum, Fernandes will be expected to orchestrate attacks, find forward passes, and link play under pressure. His ability to drift, unlock defenses, and combine with wide men will test Brentford's compactness. Benjamin Sesko, Matheus Cunha, Joshua Zirkzee. United's principal forward outlet, Benjamin Sesko, Matheus Cunha, Joshua Zirkzee, movement, hold-up play, and runs behind are vital. In past meetings, he has been involved in key goals and spaces behind the Bees' defense. His ability to stay mobile and cause disruption will be essential. Amad Diallo, on deployment. These attacking wide options bring pace, directness, and unpredictability. In transitions, they can break free, especially if Brentford's full-backs are committed forward. Their 1v1 success will be a barometer for United's attacking threat. Defensive pairing or center-backs. Given absences in full-back positions, the center-backs will be tested by Brentford's wide loads and diagonal passes. Whoever is selected must coordinate well, manage spaces, and avoid being dragged out.
Head-to-head and historical context. Historically, Manchester United holds the edge. In recent head-to-head 8 meetings, Brentford have claimed 2 wins, United 5, and 1 draw. In all competitions across a broader history, United lead 11 wins to Brentford's 7 in 21 meetings with 3 draws. That said, matches between these sides have produced goals, average 3.4 goals per match in their head-to-heads. Also, over 1.5 goals occurs often, over 2.5 moderately often. The opening goal, momentum swings, and defensive lapses have often been decisive factors. The memory of Brentford's 4-3 victory in May 2025 looms large. It's a potent reminder that United are not invincible in this fixture, especially when structural or defensive flaws emerge. Psychologically, Brentford arrived with the belief that they can compete, particularly at home, and especially against an opponent still establishing cohesion. United must keep that respect but maintain belief in their class. Statistical insights and trends. Some relevant statistical pointers. Head-to-head data shows approximately 75% of their matches exceed 2.5 goals in history, and 63% see both teams scoring, BTTS. In the current season, Brentford's home matches often cross over 1.5 goal lines. Their home over 2.5 rate is moderate. United's away matches have consistently had over 1.5 goals, over 2.5 is common too. In their last meeting, shots were fairly even, Brentford 6 on target versus United 5, and possession was nearly split, 47% to 53%. United in their last 10 matches versus Brentford have averaged approximately 59% possession, 5 to 6 shots on target, and generally dominance in passing, but crucially, vulnerability in defending transitions. In summary, this is likely to be a match with multiple goals, chances for both sides, and a test of defensive resilience rather than a low-scoring stare-down.
Prediction and conclusion. Key scenarios to monitor. Early goal. Who scores first could set the tone. United might want to grab control. Brentford can absorb and counter. Transitions and counters. With fullbacks pushing, both teams' central defenses are exposed. Substitutions and game management. Given fitness and rotation, who adjusts better late in the match may decide the result. Set pieces and aerials. Sade and United's center-backs could be influential in dead ball moments. Prediction. Given United's overall squad depth, class, and slightly more stable momentum, plus the key absences in Brentford's defensive structure, I lean toward a narrow win for Manchester United, perhaps 2-1 or 3-2. It's unlikely to be a comfortable result. Brentford on home soil will press, fight, and punish mistakes. However, a draw 2-2 is a very realistic alternative if Brentford can maintain discipline and make the game scrappier. A Brentford win would require a perfect attacking day and capitalizing on United's defensive uncertainty. Final thoughts. This fixture is a microcosm of two clubs at different inflection points. For Brentford, it's a chance to assert that they can challenge upper-mid squads and instill confidence among fans and players. For United, it's a barometer of whether the occasional flashes of promise can be molded into consistency and belief. Expect an open, competitive game with momentum swings. Ultimately, if United can control transitions, limit turnovers, and get score contributions from their key attackers, they'll have the edge. But Brentford's aggressive pressing, wing work, and home energy make them dangerous, and this is a match they're likely to compete in until the final whistle.